Officer Dave, would you open my courtroom, please?
The state of Michigan 36th District Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge David S. Robinson Jr. presiding. Court is now in session. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Morning, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor.
What file do you have today?
I have credit acceptance for Stewart. Last three is 710.
I do not seem to see. Mr. Stewart in the courtroom as of yet. So I'll put you in the waiting room.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning. What file do you have today?
I got Progressive versus Roofing. Objection to guard, 18-172274.
I do not have that individual here as of yet either. Back to the waiting room with you.
Okay.
Mr. Zelinski,
Good morning, Your Honor.
morning. What file do you have today?
I have 243.
Crystal Hopkins?
Yeah.
I think I have her. Let's see, this is her. Hello,
Hi,
what is your name?
Crystal Hopkins.
We are on the record calling 17129-243. The file is entitled ABC Finance versus Crystal Hopkins. Date and time for objection to garnishment. Your appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Zelinski on behalf of plaintiff P69250.
And what is your name again, ma'am?
Crystal Hopkins.
You are the moving party. What is the basis of your objection to garnishment?
That I had was making payments on my installment plan, and I had just got behind 1 month on the payments, and I'm still able to make the agreement payments on the installment. I had just needed some time to make that payment.
Do you have any other basis, ma'am, for your objection to garnishment?
No.
Counsel, your response.
Yeah, plaintiff's position, Judge, is there's no valid grounds for the garnishment objection. As far as the payment order, she also has a motion for payments where she's asking for $300 a month. As to that, in this case, there's been 2 payment orders, both that I had to move the court to set aside. The most recent one was from May. I think I set it aside, and I didn't submit the order to reinstate the garnishment back to her employer, but she got behind in payments. I took a review of the account September 2nd, and we were, according to the payment schedule, we should have gotten about $2,000 by that point, and she had submitted about $900. So as far as the motion for payments, given that this is the 3rd one in the case, I would oppose that. But if the defendant wants to, if Your Honor denies the motion for payments, I was thinking about maybe considering if the court would enter one income withholding order that the defendant and I could maybe do together and submit to Your Honor for entry, And that way, payments would just come directly from the employer at a certain amount rather than the 25% every pay period. So I'm putting that out there on the table, but that's plaintiff's position on those two, the objection and the motion.
All right, the court's prepared to rule on this matter. On June the 9th, 2022, the court entered an order setting aside the previous installment payments because payments had not been made. There is no valid basis for an objection to garnishment.
That's not true, sir.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
I thought I gave you the courtesy of speaking uninterrupted. I'd appreciate the same. On June the 9th, 2022, in response to a motion filed on or about May 27th of 2022, the court granted the motion to set aside the pay order. There is no valid pay order in the file. The objection to garnishment will be denied. Ma'am, you have an absolute right to appeal my decision. That appeal must be perfected within 21 days of today in the Wayne County Circuit Court. If you folks want to work out some sort of installment order, you guys can do so, or withholding, that's between the two of you. You want to talk in the chat room, I'll be happy to put you in there.
Yeah, Your Honor, two things. First, so the objection is denied is invalid, and then is the motion denied too?
I don't see a motion on register as of October 27th. It has not caught up with my file.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I have a copy that you filed, dated 9/9/21, but yeah, if you don't have it, then it's not before you. Huh?
I don't have it.
Okay, if I could say to Ms. Hopkins, if you want to give me a call, we can discuss an income withholding order, which would be similar to a payment order, if you want to do that.
Can we just do the $300 a month?
Okay.
Because I was paying, how I was paying you was like $75 every week or whatever. So I would like to continue.
Well, we could discuss that.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go.
You just need to call me.
I'll put you in the chat room. You can have your conversation.
Okay. All right.
Thank you for coming in.
All right. Have a good day, Judge.
Thank you, too. Mr. Goodman, good morning. We've got a problem here. Mute.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Judge.
Okay. You've got Lakeisha Anderson?
Yes, I do.
I think I have her. Hello? She's still connecting, apparently.
Judge, before we're on the record and we're waiting for Ms. Anderson, I understand that Judge Adams is moving on to greener pastures.
Yeah, my understanding is she is a federal immigration judge. Hello?
Hi.
All right, we are on the record. This is file 21149-312, Bright Financial Services versus Lakeisha Anderson. Date and time for objection to garnishment. Your appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Goodman, P55670, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff.
And what is your name, ma'am?
Lakeisha Anderson.
You are the moving party. What is the basis of your objection to garnishment?
I received some papers from the court. My whole thing was the amount.
The
I
amount
previously,
I don't understand, ma'am. The amount of what?
they wanted to take $439 per shake. That's I can't afford that at this time. I did explain to the law office that I had court cases pending. I have 2 cases at 2 different courts, and I know that's no issue of theirs and it's all mine, and I take accountability for my actions and what I did. However, if I can't pay those 2 courts, like I go to jail and they're still not gonna get their money. And the reason that I did default on the payment arrangements is because I went to jail like 3 times since I got the case, and I exhausted my PTO, so I didn't get paid. So I fell behind on my bills, so I was unable to pay them at the time.
Do you have any other basis, ma'am, for your objection to garnishment other than financial hardship?
Other than financial hardship, I don't have any other issues. I'm just having a rough time at this time.
Okay.
However,
Go ahead, ma'am. What did you want to say?
however, next month I can continue with the agreement of $150 per month.
All right, well, that's not before me today. The only matter before me today is the objection to garnishment. Mr. Goodman, your response.
Judge, we filed a written response. We indicated that it's not a valid objection to the garnishment. We would be willing to speak with Ms. Anderson about a order reducing the amount of the garnishment. If Your Honor would be willing to put us in a breakout room, we'd be happy to talk about that, but we would ask the court to deny her objections.
Yeah. You had an order, a consent judgment that was entered back, in this case, on April 20th of 2021. And then on February 3rd of 22, the motion was granted to set aside the pay order. So at that point in time, there was nothing to protect, at least in this case, your wages. Your objection to garnishment must therefore be denied, having failed to state a valid objection to garnishment. You have an absolute right to appeal my decision. That appeal must be perfected within 21 days of today in the Wayne County Circuit Court. I'll put you guys into a chat room if you can work something out and submit an order, then I'll be happy to take a look at it if and when it is submitted. Okay, let me get you in the chat room so you can have your conversation.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. What is your name?
My name is Brian Ruffin. Brian Keith Ruffin.
Brian Ruffin?
Yes, sir.
I got your opponent. Hang on, please. All right.
Oh, I was muted.
All right. We are on the record. This is file number 18172-274. Progressive Direct Insurance versus Brian Ruffin. Date and time for objection garnishment. Your appearances.
Thank you. Good morning, Your Honor. Daniel Best, P58501 on behalf of plaintiff, Progressive Michigan Insurance Company.
What is your name, sir?
Brian Ruffin.
You are the moving party, sir. What is the basis of your objection to garnishment?
I'm being garnished by two different people at the same time. I cannot keep up with my rent. If I can't make it to work, how can I pay anything? Like I'm damn near finna be homeless. I just applied for the emergency assistance program because I can't even pay my rent or keep up with my rent because I'm only getting five. At one point in time, I was only getting $200 checks. It's just like financially, I can't. It's unlivable. I can't make it to work. I can't pay rent. It's like I can pay one at one time and pay the other person at the other time. And I only with them I owe them the most. With Jefferson Capital, I only owe them about $900. So I figure if I pay the $900 first and then just let them just keep garnishing it. I'm not trying not to not pay, but I can't pay both at the same time. It's just no way I can even live like that.
Mr. Best, your response.
Thank you, Your Honor. The garnishment is capped at 25%, regardless how many people are garnishing him. So the idea that we could be taking more than 25% of his take-home earnings is just not correct. The objection itself was based on an installment payment order that does not exist. If he cannot afford the garnishment, the law does provide him the opportunity to file a motion for installment payment order and seek relief from the garnishment.
The court, Mr. Ruffin, the garnishments are capped at 25% of your pay, whether it's 1 or 100. The total amount is capped at 25%. You failed to state a financial hardship is something we understand, but it is not a valid basis for an objection to garnishment.
So if it's 25% and 25% is 50% of everything that's gone, because the other people was getting 25% too. Like I'm getting garnished at the same time on the same check. There's no way I can. So I'm just about to be homeless because I can't even get to work. I can't keep up with any bills.
Mr. Best?
Your Honor, that should not be the case. He needs to go to his employer. His employer should not be taking out more than 25% of his take home. They should only be honoring one garnishment at a time.
Yeah, that's an problem with your employer. 25% is the maximum that you can be garnished. If you have 10 garnishments, if you have one, the maximum is 25%. So that's you need to talk to your employer. The HR department is not honoring this correctly. What they should be doing, they should be saying to one party, either I have no funds because they're already the 25% is being met, or they say, we'll get you next time and get one at a time. But you should not be having that amount. But that's between you and your employer. It's not between you and the plaintiff.
Okay.
And failed to state a valid objection to garnishment, the objection to garnishment must be denied. You have an absolute right to appeal my decision. That appeal must be perfected within 21 days of date in the Wayne County Circuit Court. Go to your HR department, sir. They should not be taking that much out, even though you have more than one garnishment. We are off.
This is
Go to your HR department. They're doing the garnishment wrong. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Tell them they're not doing the garnishment correctly. Your wages cannot be garnished beyond 25% total, not 25% for one, 25% for another. Okay?
Yeah, that's what's going on.
That's why they're doing it incorrectly. That's what I'm saying. We're off the record. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Okay, let's be safe. All right, Ms. Anderson, can I do something for you? Are you done?
We agreed to reduce the garnishment to $150 per check.
So you're going to send something, you'll be sending something in writing, correct?
The lawyer office will.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing that, ma'am. Thank you for coming in.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day. Be safe.
You too. Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am. Hello?
Hello, how are you, Judge?
Mr. Hudgens, I don't have your opponent as of yet. But I just want to let you know I knew you were there and I'll get back to you when they come in.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, I'm at work, that's why I had put you down.
Okay, I'll get back to you in the next 7 to 10 minutes. Ms. Notice,
Yes,
I still don't have an opponent for you yet either. So I'll let
Okay.
you, I had forgotten, and I'll get back to you.
okay.
Oh, well, here's somebody. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, okay. Took me too many steps. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. What brings you here, counsel?
Ken Demers appearing on behalf of Nathaniel Moore, Tisha Johnson. Is the case.
What file are you here on, sir?
Nathaniel Moore versus Tisha Johnson.
Nathaniel Moore versus Keith Johnson is not on my docket.
Well, I saw it on my docket today and I'm looking at the Register of Actions and it's scheduled for today at 10:25.
What docket are you looking for, sir?
Landlord tenant.
This is the civil docket. You're in the wrong courtroom.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I will have to look around because I was looking on the original notice of action.
Yeah, I'm not on the landlord tenant docket, sir. You're in the wrong courtroom.
Okay, let me try it again. Sorry,
Yes.
Your Honor. Have a good
Have a
morning.
good day. Ms. Nonis,
Yes.
we are on the record. This is 14121-710. Credit acceptance versus Aisha Stewart. This matter is scheduled for hearing today at 10 o'clock on the defendant's objection to garnishment. Could I have your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Ashley Nonis, P77029 on behalf of plaintiff.
The record should reflect this after 10:30. The defendant has failed to appear. Further, the defendant's stated objection basis, single mother trying to make ends meet, is not a valid basis for an objection to garnishment. Defendant having failed to appear, having failed in her written pleading to state a valid objection to garnishment, the objection to garnishment will be denied. Ms. Nonis, thank you for coming in.
Your Honor, I have one more question for you though before we go. The defendant also filed a motion for installment payments. I provided our response to that in conjunction with our response to her objection. Did the court receive our response to her motion?
I see her request for, looks like it was filed September 23rd.
Yeah, and then we submitted our response to that on September 29th.
Okay, I don't have your response as of yet. What
Okay.
is your response?
Well, Your Honor, the defendant filed a motion for installment payments requesting $50 per month. This is a 2015 judgment with an outstanding balance. She seemingly has paid some portions of it, but they were through garnishments. I don't think she's ever attempted to make any voluntary payment or set up a payment plan on her own behalf until we obtain the valid wage garnishment. The amount she's requesting is way too low. It would take an additional 4 years or more to pay it off because of the accruing interest. So I would ask that her payment plan request, her motion be denied.
Well, I will note that it's in my stack to be considered after the 2 weeks. That's the problem.
Okay.
So by the time the 2-week period has elapsed, your response should have caught up with it. For my information, what is the interest rate on your judgment?
The interest rate was 13%, the statutory rate.
And current balance?
Current balance is $2,479.45. As I stated, the judgment was entered in 2015 with a judgment balance at that time, or the judgment amount was $5,165.32.
Interest rate is 13% and present balance is what? How much?
Current balance is $2,479.45.
All right, thank you much.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. Appreciate you coming in. We're off the record.
Hello?
All right, we are on the record calling file 140075. HSBC Mortgage versus Norman Hudgens. This matter is scheduled for hearing today at 10 o'clock on defendant's objection to garnishment. It's now after 10:35. Could I have your appearance?
Yes, sir.
What is your name, sir?
Norman Hudgens.
You are the moving party. What is the basis of your objection to garnishment?
Y'all just been, I'm getting 11 years, and I never.
I can't hear you.
Hold on, let me take the speakerphone.
Try it again.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Much better. Please proceed.
I'm saying that it's been over 11 years, and I've never received papers saying that they was on a garnish me or anything like that.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell the court?
Let me see. Hold on, I wrote something down. And like I said, I never was served the papers or anything about a garnishment.
All right. Well, let me tell you a couple of things that you apparently don't understand. In this case, the file court record indicates you were personally served with summons and complaint on that's October the 11th of 2008. And there was a order entered on a judgment entered on February 3rd of 2010. It also appears, Mr. Hudgens, that on September 23rd of 2019, the court granted a motion to renew that judgment. So it lives from 10 years from that day, 10 years from September 23rd of 2019. In regard to your complaint that you were not served with papers for the garnishment, the way the process works is that the plaintiff who has a judgment against you, they don't come to you. They go to a bank, they go to a credit union, they go to an employer, somewhere that they think has money to you, that belongs to you, and then files a writ of garnishment. That institution or that person, maybe it's a bank, maybe it's a credit union, maybe it's an employer, is then called the garnishee defendant. The garnishee defendant has the obligation, number one, of making a written response to the writ of garnishment, saying, yes, I have money that belongs to Mr. Hudgens, or no, I do not. And then sending that money if they do. And number two, it is the obligation of the employer to say to you, the garnishee defendant, you're being garnished. It's not the obligation of the plaintiff's lawyer. That's the obligation of the employer or the institution being garnished. You fail to state a valid objection to garnishment. Your objection to garnishment must therefore be denied. Sir, you have an absolute right to appeal my decision. That appeal must be perfected within 21 days of today in the Wayne County Circuit Court. Thank you for coming in. We are off the record.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Solomon, sweet for strings and flute, there shall be a home. Making symphony to start off our second. And we're gonna be in the mid-70s Fahrenheit today. Summer those get 24 Celsius the afternoon high temperature today. Thursday, and we drop 50s Fahrenheit.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Mr. Barter, what can I do for you?
Oh, boy. We have someone that brought to my attention that we may have had a hearing before this honorable court at 10 o'clock.
Indeed,
This is a 2008 file. Did the defendant appear?
he did.
So he got his lot of money back.
What can I say? Nobody appeared.
I understand. I do. I think it was $3,061. So we'll just have to refile and hope he puts money back in the account. Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Come by anytime you feel like dropping in.
I will. Thank you.
For the old season opener, Sunday, October 17th. I'm here an exciting new work for outdoor featuring and also enjoy beautiful music for art through experience by Sally Set. More information, CR539.
Hi, I'm Steve Scott, and this is WRCJ 90.9 FM and 821 Detroit.
90.9 Detroit, Windsor. WRC. Windsor Metro Areas. Gas music station. It's not till signs. All that stuff, yeah, which means we, listen to our music wherever you go, free app. And if you have a smart speaker, tell it. Because I was gonna say, he's almost a third of the way through his complete symptomatic pattern. Something I will. Just heard it. They can't help your child with a 4-point GPA, but they can help you save your house. Learn more at bankofann.com. Detroit, Windsor, and Rockwood, WRC. That's the jazz. serene sounds of Alphonse Hasselman. This was very CJ. About mid-century here. Symphonic emphasis used by North German radio symphony. CJ.
I step off for this meeting.
All right, let's get started then.
I know my boyfriend stuff. I got to do this meeting real quick.
What is your name, sir?
I'm sorry.
Sir, what is your name? Turn on your microphone.
My name is Robin Harbin.
What is
Gabriel
your-
Dodd.
And what is your name, ma'am?
My name is Robin Harbin.
All right, and you are Gabriel Dowell. And who are you?
Yes.
ma'am? Leisha, who are you?
It's Aisha Stewart.
And why are you here, ma'am?
For a court date for garnishment.
Court date for garnishment.
Yes. I was scheduled this court date for garnishment. I was trying to stop the garnishment.
At 10 o'clock.
I'm sorry.
At 10 o'clock, ma'am.
Yes, I've been in the waiting room.
Ma'am, you have not been in the waiting room. I did
I-
all of my objections to garnishment, and you were not here by 10:30, ma'am.
Okay. I was a few minutes late, but I've been in the waiting room.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're
Or we'll
welcome.
send out an order.
I'm sorry.
I'll send out an order. All right. This is file number 22-242-306, Robin Harbin versus Gabriel Dowell. This is an appeal from Small Claims Division. As you know, there is no record in this proceeding. There is no appeal from my decision. You are the plaintiff here. Ms. Harbin, raise your right hand. You swear affirm the testimony you about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Ma'am?
Yes, I said yes. Can you hear me?
You seem to have frozen. Sir, raise your right hand. You swear affirm the testimony you about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, you are the plaintiff here.
Hello? Yeah.
You're frozen, ma'am.
Yes.
What is your lawsuit about, ma'am? Where did she go?
Hello?
Yes? You are the plaintiff
Yeah,
here.
I think it's bad reception.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
what is,
it's
what is?
all claims.
Yes, ma'am. You are the plaintiff. You are under oath. It's your time to tell your story, ma'am.
Okay, I paid Gabriel to do a job for me back in October of 2020 for a furnace job, which I paid him $1,100 for. $700 was for parts, $400 was for labor. Then I also paid him $1,100 to do a plumbing job for me. I also paid Gabriel $200 to install my water line for my for the main water pipe down in the basement. And then I also paid him $200 to install my water heater. And I'm also asking money back for a brand new toilet that he took out my house and trying to exchange it for vanity for my bathroom, which he never returned to me, as well as a rainfall shower head and a hose saw that he took out my house without my permission. So that totals up to $3,150.
I didn't hear that number, ma'am.
$3,150.
All right, my first question is, what is the contract between you people?
We had a verbal agreement.
So you have no written contract?
No.
All right. And this $1,100, how did you pay it for the furniture?
The first initial payment for the $1,100, I paid him in cash. He insisted that I get a Cash App card. That way I will have a payment of a history of a payment with him after that, in which I did obtain after that. And I submitted that, my Cash App payments that I paid Gabriel to the court, as well as all my text messages and my pictures of the work that he so-called did in my home.
How did you come to hire him?
Well, my sister, I knew Gabe since we was younger. I knew him since he was 12 years old. And I looked at Gabe like a brother figure. But my sister Mary said that he was on Facebook and that he knew how to do the work. And when I went on Facebook and I seen that some of the pictures that he had about the job, then I talked to him about doing some work for me. And then I explained to him about the issues that I went through before about hiring someone and the guy stole some money from me, and that I was real apprehensive about paying him up front. But he guaranteed me that I could trust him, that he wouldn't play me like that. But he did. I gave him this money. He have installed my furnace. He installed the wrong electrical wiring to my furnace for the switch. And he only installed 2 areas of ductwork from my furnace to my house, in which one area he used some of the old ductwork I already had in my basement. And I was trying to ask him, what did he do with all the money? But he gonna tell me that he had to pay someone else to come and assist him with doing the furnace, which that has nothing to do with me. And he also said I was responsible for paying him gas to go back and forth to Home Depot, which again doesn't have anything to do with me. And all of that stuff is listed in our text messages.
Is your water heater installed or not?
No, it's not installed now.
Do you have the water heater?
Yes, sir.
It's sitting in the basement.
Yeah.
The water line, is it installed or not?
It's installed, but it's not soldered completely. When the waterman came out to try to turn the water on, the elbow flew completely off through the other side of the room. And he said he was gonna fix it and never did.
All right. And what is a plumbing job you said you hired him for? Is that the vanity in the toilet?
The plumbing job consists of him installing the water lines, the red and blue water lines for my kitchen sink, as well as my bathroom sink and my tub and toilet in the bathroom, as well as installing my draining and venting pipe.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me?
He never did the plumbing job at all.
All right.
He bought some parts that he claimed that he bought, which was, and he did bought some elbows, some shutoff valves that he did bought, and that was like $60. He did show me a receipt for that. But as far as everything else that he claimed that he's supposed to have purchased for me, he always came up with an excuse of why he didn't have the receipt. He either lost it or left it at home or something. It was always an excuse. And I felt like if I paid him for the job to do it, I was very lenient with him with his excuses of why he wasn't here to do my job, with his baby mama being in an accident and his kids getting out of school and all of that. I had no issues with that. My only issues came with Gabe was when he didn't do anything. And then when I just told Gabe, like, look, I'm very unsatisfied. And Gabe knew I had a CPS case. He took because of that. He knew I was on the time frame. He knew that this woman wanted me to have running water in here and so forth. And he didn't do it. He just ran off with my money. And the last payment I gave him was December 24th, which was $700. And he left here, went on Facebook, was at Walmart, and he buying Patron. And I called Gabe and like, what are you doing? He was like, well, I'm not spending my money. I'm like, well, you on Facebook buying Patron, but you're not doing any of my work. So I asked him if he can give me my money back, and he told me blatantly that he wasn't giving me back anything. And then he immediately got on the phone with my sister.
Let me ask you this. You say you paid him, how much money do you say you've paid him?
$3,150.
Well, that's your claim. I'm asking you how much you paid. Yeah. You told me that you paid $1,100 for the furnace, $700 for the furnace, and $400 for parts.
It was actually $3,000. The other additional $150 is what he took out my house with my toilet, my shower head, and my hose saw that he never gave back to me. But I actually paid Gabriel $3,000 in cash.
You paid him $3,000 in cash?
Yeah, through Cash App. I gave him 11. I'm sorry?
Do you have any receipts?
I have it on my Cash App. I gave him $1,100 in cash at first. And the
That's what
other
you
one was
told me
through my
about.
the other one was through my Cash App. I submitted all my evidence to the court.
All right. Anything else you want to tell me?
No, that'll be all.
All right, sir,
Yes,
what is your name?
Gabriel Dow.
How much money has she paid you?
In total, it was like maybe $2,200.
Do you know the total?
About $2,200, something to that effect. I can look on some of my Cash App.
Well, sir, this is a trial.
I know, but it was roughly like $2,200, bro. Sorry, sir.
Oh,
Sir, Judge. To make a long story short, because this kind of got played out, Facebook and accidents. My girl wasn't ever in an accident.
let me stop right here, sir. Did you install the furnace?
Okay, yes, but the description of the work she left out was just not for the furnace and the hot water tank.
All right. Did you do anything in terms of the kitchen, bathroom, tub, or toilet, or tub? What did you do in that regard?
To make them also in regard to that, she didn't have no electrical setup, no water, no heat, no nothing. So it was hard to see in her basement. When we came to the agreement of making arrangements for her, she didn't have no water line or gas line. She forgot to tell you that too. So I installed all the components for her to even have functioning water. When the guy came out there to inspect for the furnace, DTE is going to regulate everything and mandate what needs to be done. I did that. Her furnace was working perfectly. She didn't have enough money for the entire house of ductwork. She wanted AC ran through the entire house. I told her it's going to cost you more money in ductwork. In regard to that, I got her furnace working properly, but she didn't have the AC, and her electrical kept shortening out the furnace because her electrical that she did on her own was messing up, almost caught fire. So we was in the dark. I used an assistant to bring a lamp so I can see while I was over there doing her housing for the meter to come in. So during the time the water department came in, they had to facilitate a area where they can go ahead and see outside to get the rocks from out her drain. Then they proceeded to come back in the house. While I was there, he told me you did a great job. Like, when I came out here last time, I couldn't put it up together. She didn't have the functions or the components for a water meter to be stood up. When she decided to display some type of malice towards me because of what happened with her plumbing, they set after I started the pipe, I came back over the next day. Like I said, the water guy came over. She set a California bed frame against the hot water tank and the furnace and the piping. So it kind of bent her. It kind of bent the pole a little bit, so to speak. But it wasn't the capacity of what she stated, because if that was the case, the water guy would not have installed the water. So I told her, worst case scenario, we can go ahead and modify that and get a shark bite to modify, but it wasn't leaking at the time when the dude put the water meter on, because he wouldn't have did it or she wouldn't have no functions. They would have came back out and made another date for me to make that arrangement. So she was lying about that because the water got cut on that day. Then we proceeded to ask about what other things I can do, because she had a lot of missing piping. She didn't have no ductwork, no nothing. And I told her, well, we got to get one thing first, because she didn't have no hole in the brick, so we can get the carbon monoxide out the house. And I had to make a funnel and create all this other stuff. And I said, well, we only have money for some of the ductwork. We got to get other components. And that's when we started talking about, she's like, we only need one shut-off valve. I need a shut-off valve for both sides. Then just started going into detail. And she didn't have no stack pipe. So what she regarded also pertaining to plumbing and waistlines, it wasn't no plumbing or waistline in there. So I had to create a waistline. And she didn't have no hole in the floor for where she needed the actual toilet seat. I'm like, y'all don't got no toilet in here. You don't got no electrical, you don't got no wall. Like, this is a different description of my job work. I got to create a housing for the toilet and create modifications with the floor. She had no floor in the bathroom. The drywall that she got right there, she probably finished putting up after I put the drywall up, because she didn't have no frame. So I literally end up allocating funds from the money she gave me. She's like, well, we need a toilet and we need this and that. So we agreed, a verbal agreement. I went upstairs and I went on and said, we got to assess some other things, because she had no plumbing for the tub either. She needed a manifold. I told her the manifold like $350. She's like, no, it ain't all that. We arguing. She threatened me. I'm like, look, man, I'm not here to argue with you. Like, you got old plumbing. You need other mechanics to make this operation work so we can have a drain from the toilet, the drain from the tub to the toilet to the stack pipe, pretty much in a Y form, so I can go ahead and execute. But I'm like, I can't work in the bathroom with no floor. So she's like, well, I need you to do some framework. So that drywall she got up, I had to reframe her whole wall and set up the drywall. And then I had to go ahead and measure out other things. Then she had said, well, I can't afford to get all this ductwork. Well, can you fix my windows? I ended up going through the house doing so many different things with the little money she gave me. I'm like, I'm not even paid the full capacity of what I need to get paid for in the first place. It went from the furnace to the plumbing to the hot water tank to regard of her getting her water cut on. And it's just such a inhabitable home. I couldn't afford to just venture out and just start doing work for free. I'm like, so when she had other items, she's like, well, what you think I can get for this? I don't need this toilet, whatever. We physically both went up there. She didn't have the money to get everything she needed for the house. So let's work out an agreement. She got paid every 2 weeks. In the 2 weeks timeline, it was like, well, she already paid me for I hooked up the furnace. She had heat in the house. So I'm like, she getting mad about money I got paid for. And she was like, well, why do you come back over to the house? She had an issue with her baby daddy doing a CPS case. Some dude, while I came over there working, broke out all the windows of the house. I felt like I wasn't in a safe environment. She know that.
Oh my God. Excuse me.
I couldn't afford, we reconvened, and I'm like, well, what was around the holiday? I tried to get her some food and stuff with the church. It's called Mac Alive over here. I set up an appointment for the kids to get presents and everything. The church to come over there, but then she started ran off by, you need to be over here today. I got things to do and all this other stuff. I'm like, look, man, I'm not about to come over there without you. And then your kids is over there. You got CPS case. I don't want to be in a home where something actually happens and you hold me liable for it. That's what we disagree with. She started demanding I come over there. But I told her I feel like I wouldn't feel safe. It's dark in the house. They got boards up to the whole house. The house looked abandoned, sir. So I'm like, you expect me to be in this block by myself? People breaking out windows.
All right.
Get everything done. So I gave her more than a courtesy. I did more. She really owed me money. Like if she can survey through her house, I can tell you everything I did times 10. Nobody's about to come put a hot water tank in, a furnace, her plumbing, stack pipe, reframe, do drywall. I hooked up 3 of her windows that was broken out. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't even have regard for the time that I took out to do such. If you add all that up, I told the average person that the furnace is charging $1,500. I went to John Stone, purchased a new furnace. That furnace is in her home right now, along with the supplies and everything else. And I left the bag with the kids receipts in them. Some of the receipts, she got a whole room in that back. You can go to her back room. She got whole clutter. She like a hoarder. She got all this stuff in the back room, tubs and all this other stuff where one of the kids supposed to occupy, and they threw the stuff back there. I never walked off with none of her stuff. I got over $2,000 worth of tools downstairs. I don't even need your stuff. So why would I go ahead and steal from you out of all people who need stuff? You don't even have a ceiling. And I even told her also, I can't work with asbestos falling down. And I'm like, it's so bad, sir. I swear to God, I tried to really help you. On God, like I've been you done had that same problem since 2020. I told Gabe dropped off the PEC work. I did as much as I possibly could, but I'm not about to be threatened by you or some man busting out your windows with your kids there. If the kids got on there, they was crying and everything, man. I can't be in that type of environment. I'm not stealing from you. I left all the components there. Her hot water tank was functioning, but she didn't have the other components for the housing. She didn't have no sinks. I can't make a sink happen. I'm like, you need other components in order for me to even run water in your house. They operating off a stove to heat up the house at the time when I came over there. It was only one light upstairs and downstairs. That was it. I didn't do nothing to your electrical. You messed up your electrical. The other electrician that came over there was certified. I said, hey, you can work out agreements with him. He contract for work. Oh, I can do it myself. If you go in her basement, she ain't even got the proper panel for the house. It's a bungalow house. And I told her, like, you can't have wires like this exposed. Like, you lucky that I didn't point that out to DTE, or they would have stopped this whole operation. Like, I swear to God, like, I did what I had to do, because DTE is not about to cut your gas on, your water on, without everything being functioning properly. He's not about to leave out your home without that happening. If that was the case, you wouldn't have water or gas or lights on now. I swear to God, like that man was like, you did a great job, sir. And I'm like, how much would you charge? I'm like, well, at this particular time, I'm focused on doing her house. But I told her, I can't afford to just spend the money you gave me for other materials. And that's what ended up starting to happen. So I ended up buying stuff, like I say, the windows, the framework. She didn't have no floor. She had me put down the subfloor for her. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna need money for this. Now the description of my work went from, I'm creating the whole house. She had no floor, sir. I could literally fall through the basement. I could, if you go on her house right now, I stopped in the process because it was under construction, and I cut the hole out where the toilet's supposed to go because the stack pipe go there. That's how the waistline go. It go from the tub to the toilet to the waistline, and she had backup. So her kid got an overflow drain in the basement. Remember I told you about the frame to the California King was posted on the wall. She's sleeping over it. It's literally feces up under the basement, meaning I can't see. I had to have a guy over there. And the guy that I had over there, he threw up. He like, man, we gonna mess around and catch COVID. And we had to leave the side door open. There's no lights. There's only lights in the basement and in one room where she's sleeping in the front room, sir. I would take from a situation like this. I work with Mac Alive over here at Mac and Van Dyke. We try to drop off food. I dropped off water for them kids. I did as much as I possibly could being compassionate because it's around the holidays. They didn't even have a Christmas tree, bro. The kids was trying for me to come back
Okay,
home.
let's stop right here.
I'm sorry, man. Like it's frustrating because I only try to
stop right here. Ma'am?
Yes.
After he did his work, did DTE turn on the water?
DTE did not turn on the water. DTE.
Who turned on the water?
The water company came out
Water
here
company
and turned on
the water.
Yes, after he readjusted the pipe.
After the furnace was installed, did DTE turn on electricity?
My electricity was already on. So he's telling a lie.
Okay.
My electricity was already on before Gabe got here.
Okay, let me stop you here. Tell me about this house. When did you move into the house?
I bought this house from Detroit Land.
When did you move into the house?
I moved into the house in March of 2020.
So did you live there last winter?
Yes.
Okay, so obviously you had heat.
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else anybody else want to tell me?
Yes. I want to tell you because he's telling a
Ma'am,
lie.
if there's something you want to tell me, you can tell me. I'm not interested in your characterization, whether you agree or disagree with his testimony.
I wanted to
Something you
show
want to tell me, tell me.
my furnace. I wanted to show you my furnace. Like, see right here, part of my furnace right here. This part is lifting up. This whole furnace is leaning right here. You know, he installed this little area, the vent to go outside of my furnace. Like I said, he installed this one gas line to my furnace. Now, he initially said that he installed my gas lines. No, he didn't. And he just lied to you because he said he had to install my gas line. When he just sat there and told you that when he came over, I was using my stove to heat my house up before he came and installed my ductwork to my furnace.
Right.
Then he also stated last month when we was in court that he purchased my furnace. No, he did not. Now, in any of my, he never once said anything about him having to purchase my furnace. I purchased my furnace and my water heater on my own. If you look at my water heater is not installed, not at all. There's nothing here, nothing. I screwed this on, this little silver pipe right here, and I installed this onto my thing. I got pictures of how he left my stuff. Now, this copper line that I was telling you about with the meter for the main water heater, this the meter, this the elbow right here that's blew off that he didn't seal. You can see that it ain't no soldering right here. And look at this. He made this too short, this area too short for my pipe. He was supposed to readjust that and fix that. He didn't do anything. He left it everything the way it is. I left it like this on purpose so that I can show you if you couldn't see in detail with the photos that I have submitted to the court. He is telling a blatant lie. He is trying to get out of paying me my money, and I don't understand why.
All right, thank you. I want to thank you both for your testimony. The court is prepared to rule in this matter. In this case, the plaintiff has the burden of proving by evidence that outweighs the evidence against it that she's entitled to recovery. The evidence here, in my judgment, is at most evenly balanced. Some of the testimony of the plaintiff is very difficult to accept. So the court is going to find no cause for action.